Hello and welcome back to KXAN Plus. Thanks so much for joining us. Of course, if you're watching us live, it's Thursday, and that means we have our Freddy's Weekend Watch segment with our KXAN meteorologist, Freddy Vella. Freddy, thank you for joining me. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's the weekend. We get everything going for the weekend, and the weekend is actually looking fantastic for all the outdoor events. Whether you like it hot, whether you like it cold, we're going to have both for you, which is great news for, lovers of the heat and the cold.
Yeah, once we get to fall time, it makes our weekend watch events even better to enjoy because you have outdoor events, you have indoor events, whatever you feel like, we have them here for you.
As long as it's not 100 degrees outside, I'm good.
Me too. Well, Freddie, let's jump into our weather for this weekend.
Yeah, so we have a lot going on with what's going on weather-wise. Let's talk about it. Our Saturday, we're going to hit 88 degrees, which is just down to a couple of degrees from what we're going to hit on Friday, which is going to be a record temperature of 90 degrees on Friday. But as we get into Saturday, we'll hit about 88, and then temperatures are going to drop. That's because a front is expected to come through Saturday into Sunday, and that means on Sunday, the high will only be 67 degrees, which is going to be wonderful. Sunny on both days. We are not expecting rainfall with this front that's going to come in because we just don't have a lot of moisture up in the atmosphere. So that just isn't going to be conducive to any type of showers that are going to come in. Overall, we do expect for us to remain cooler. And on Sunday, it'll be a tad windier with wind gusts hitting around 30 miles per hour. So, we may have to watch out just a tad. But other than that, the weekend is still going to look fantastic. Other than the wind, it's still going to be a great, weekend overall. And look, I'll play this out throughout today and then tomorrow. You're going to see that we're going to stay sunny the entire time. Now, we have had some fog early in the morning. Looks like that's going to continue as we get into early Friday morning. You could see a few pockets of fog that'll build up, but nothing like what we saw this morning where we had that dense fog advisory for many spots. I think tomorrow we'll have a little bit less fog overall. So no matter what you decide to do, it's going to be fantastic.
Any rain in the forecast this weekend?
No, none whatsoever. And in fact, I think while that's good for all the weekend events, I think for Central Texas, we're looking at the sky wondering when is the next chance of rainfall going to come. And over the next 7 days, it just does not look like that's going to be the possibility here. So take the sunshine for now. We are moving into the driest months of the year. And it looks like that as of now, rainfall is not going to be in the books.
Well, it's good for our weekend event, so let's jump into those. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so let's start off with Friday. We have a really great event. It's called Rock the Park, and we've talked about Rock the Park before.
Yeah, we have.
KUTX, I believe, is the one that puts this on, and they do it at the Miller Lake Park Amphitheater, and it looks like they're going to do it one last time. They did two events already. They're going to put on one more, and this is going to be on Friday, November 7th. They're going to have two different bands that are going to be performing. The first one is at 6:30 on Friday. That's Big Y's brass band. And then at 7:15, Telenovela is going to be performing. And it's a free concert, free for the entire family. You can bring your pets as well. They ask that you leave them on leashes. Bring a blanket, bring water, and just come in and enjoy some really great time.
Yeah, I think
a really great time.
A really great time. I think when I was reading the article, it also said that they encourage picnics. So bring your own food, water, drinks, snacks.
Yeah, now they are going to have food trucks on site, but they do encourage you to also bring a little picnic if you want. Make this an event for the entire family. Remember, though, sunset is now around 5:30, 5:45. So it may be a little darker, but they do have lights out there so that way you and your family can still enjoy. But this is a great way to get out, get with the family, and it's still getting at least cooler at night, even with the heat during the day. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think you're still going to be able to go and enjoy.
Yeah, before it gets even more chilly here in Central Texas, go out and enjoy this beautiful weather we have this evening.
Absolutely. Now, I have the next event that I want to talk about. This one is a Charlie Brown Christmas. It's Christmas time, a lot of people saying, wait, Thanksgiving. Well, Zach Theater, they're ready for all the Christmas stuff. So this is a Charlie Brown Christmas. This runs through December 28th. It's already open, and it's going to be at Zach Theater. They're going to have a special ASL performance on December 7th. And of course, it's all about the meaning of Christmas. And Charlie Brown is on a mission to find out the meaning. He, and gets all his friends together to kind of go searching for the meaning of Christmas. And Snoopy will be there as well. It's a great story for the entire family, and they're encouraging you to come on out. Tickets are now on sale. That's at Zach Theater. We're trying to see if we can get one of the actors to come in to talk about it. And
That would be exciting.
it would be exciting. So hopefully we can get that going and talk about, excuse me, Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, and if this isn't part of your family tradition for Christmas time, this is a great opportunity to make it part of it, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. And this is such a great story, a great family story. So head on out, Charlie Brown Christmas at Zach Theater.
And what else do we have this weekend? Because I know we have a long list.
We do have a long list. We'll get to number 3 of 6. This one is the Texas Wellness Day. I really wanted to get this one on the board for people. This is really cool. So this is going to be Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be at Fiesta Gardens at 1601 Jesse E. Segovia Street. And this is really cool because they're encouraging people to come out and kind of enjoy not only all the great stuff that they're going to have, but to think about their health as well. So they're going to have a trail run, they're going to have yoga sessions, they're going to have a dance lesson, they're going to have live music that you can go dance to. They'll have a wellness market with local vendors that are going to be there talking about health, and they're also going to have food trucks selling some healthy food. And they're also going to be doing free screenings in the area, as well as education on health. And so this is pretty much all-encompassing health and wellness, and they're encouraging everyone to come out and be part of this at Fiesta Gardens.
Yeah, take the family. Holidays are around the corner. You want to make sure your health is in tip-top shape so that you can enjoy family time and holiday fun, right?
Of course. And as we mentioned before, Saturday is still going to be a bit warmer outside, so it's good to head on out. But if you're wondering around what time that front's expected to arrive, let's go ahead and play this out a bit more so you can actually see. As we can tell here with our Texas radar and satellite, you can actually see that front starting to push through essentially around midnight, a little before midnight. So it's still going to be warm outside, but you may see that wind shift just ahead of the front. And as it finally starts to push in, and then we'll start to feel the colder air filtering through. As I mentioned before, no rainfall. Most of that should remain along the coast and farther to the east of us. So as we look at temperatures for Monday morning, temperatures are going to be cold, down in the 30s. Thankfully, it won't be like that on Sunday for any of these events. But Monday morning, it is expected to be very, very cold, down in the 30s. We're going to drop below freezing in the hill country. But the wind chill, you mix in not only the cold air, but how it's going to feel outside. And look at that. It's going to have a wind chill of below freezing for everyone.
So if you head to that Christmas musical event, you'll wake up Monday morning feeling like you got transported into Christmas time.
Exactly. Yeah. So, just get that jacket ready because it is still going to be cold outside for Monday. Tuesday, it'll still be kind of cold, and then we start to warm up. By the middle of next week, we're already back up into the 70s one more time. So it's a quick snap that we're going to see that'll come in, but a very strong snap that we're going to feel overall.
Yes, and so we just talked about the Texas Wellness Day, but I know there's another event following that one. Which one is that?
Yeah, so this is the Festival of Good 2025. This is also on Saturday, November 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's at Goodnight Ranch Amenity Lawn. Now, this is celebrating your pets. This is all about your dogs. It's free, family-friendly, pet-friendly, and they encourage you to bring your dog. They're going to have food trucks, live music, and local vendors, all centering around pets. And they're going to have a kids zone, some pet fun, so they'll have an area for your dogs to play, and then community resources talking about pet health, pet wellness, pet safety, and they're going to also have one of the shelters there as well. Kind of talk about what you can do if you're looking to expand your family, how you can expand your family with pets, and this is one of the great ways to do it. But I thought this was a really great event. It's free for everyone to go and enjoy. So that's Saturday, November 8th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And Freddie, I know those pet festivals are always your favorite. Having a pet event in our list of events is the best thing.
Always, always. Our pets wait home for us. They just want to see us. So what a great way to kind of celebrate your pet and give them the love that they already give back to us by going to something like this and celebrating your pet.
Yeah, and this is not all. We still have some more events here for all of our pet owners.
That's right. So we have one more that I really want to talk about really quickly. So this is the Austin Persian Fall Festival. This is on Saturday, November 8th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. and it's at the Asian American Resource Center in Austin. It's free for everyone, including your pets. They're encouraging you to bring your pets as well. And this is celebrating essentially everything about the Persian heritage. They have, different events. They have music. They have food. They're going to have kids games, raffles, and so much more. And this is a fantastic event. If you're looking to expand your horizons, to understand more about different cultures, this is the one to go to. The whole celebration is about love and life and family, and that's what they're doing here. So if you get a chance, head on over. This is the Austin Persian Fall Festival on Saturday, November 8th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m.
This one sounds like so much fun. I want to go just to try the food because I bet it's going to be delicious.
Yes, I saw a list of some of the vendors that they're going to have there from some of the food vendors, and I'm really excited to take part in that. But Esme, that's not it. You have a couple events you want to talk about really quick, too.
Yeah, and I do want to tease our article or your article that was published on our website. I have been adding some bonus events here to the bottom. This weekend, we have 2 bonus events. The first one I want to talk about is the Art Dinner After Party. This is happening at the Contemporary Austin. They host this event every year, and it's happening from 9:30 p.m. Till whenever it ends. And it goes on November 8th at the Laguna Gloria grounds. There's more information to tickets and details here on this link. The second one is the Austin Food and Wine Festival, and I feel like the name kind of gives itself away, the Austin Food and Wine Festival. Here's a little video of what you can expect at the event. This event runs from November 7th through the 9th at Auditorium Shores, and online on our website, there's a link to where you can get tickets to that. I think it's a 3-day event, so if you can't make it the first day, make it out there the second or the third and have some food and wine from all kinds of vendors and wine from all over the place.
I think I knew someone in one of those pictures,
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah. Hey, but that's not it. There's also a really, really great event that, I want to talk about. And we actually brought in a special guest to talk about this really, really cool event. I saw it and I absolutely loved it. And I knew that I wanted to talk about this. So we actually have with us the COO of Texas Book Festival, Dalia Azim, joining us now. Dalia, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
We're really about this. Texas Book Festival is one of the biggest, literary festivals in Texas. Talk to us a little bit about Texas Book Festival. What is it? And how do we celebrate books with this event?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We think it's the best weekend of the year, so hope people come out and bring their families. It is, like you said, the biggest book festival, literary gathering in Texas, but it's also one of the biggest book festivals in the country. It's actually our 30th anniversary. The festival was founded in 1995 by then First Lady of Texas, Laura Bush, and some awesome volunteers, including Mary Margaret Farabee. The first festival was in 1996, and it started as a festival in the Texas State Capitol with like 70 Texas authors, and we've just grown in all ways since then. We're now featuring authors from all across the country and beyond, and we spill out and beyond the Capitol and in many different sites.
So, obviously the main idea here is celebrating, books and so what was the main reasoning behind creating an event like Texas Book Festival?
Well, the original mission, which is still our mission today, is to connect authors and readers. And at the very beginning, the idea of the founders was to create a space to celebrate Texas writers and also to benefit the state's public libraries, which is another part of our mission. We give away money to libraries across the state public libraries every year. We've given away more than $3.7 million to date.
That is really cool. So what are some of the highlights of 2025? This year, obviously, you have a wide variety of authors that are coming in. Talk to us a little bit about some of those highlights.
Yeah, so it's a big one this year. We have over 300 authors, I think around 220 sessions. It's all day Saturday and Sunday. It's 10 to 5 on Saturday and 11 to 5 on Sunday. We're featuring, like I said, over 300 authors and many of the best, most talked about books of the year. We have something for everyone, we like to say, and we have in like 22 different stages. We have programming for youngest readers, like a picture book stage and a Read Me a Story tent, and then it kind of grows with our audience to the next chapter tent, and then we have some dedicated spaces for young adult readers. You can find the more hard-hitting nonfiction in our C-SPAN tent. You can find nonfiction and fiction about Texas in our Texas tent. Kirkus Reviews has great nonfiction and fiction panels. We have a poetry tent, which we are bringing back this year, and it's bigger because it was so popular last year that it was bursting at the seams. We have some more art programming in the Contemporary Austin, which is an awesome partner. And then we have some of our headliners and some offsites in the churches near our footprint. It's First Baptist and First United Methodist Church, Central Presbyterian, and the State Theater on Congress.
Now, those featured panels, those are ticketed, correct?
We have, so like I said, we have about 220 panels. The vast majority is free and open to the public, and we have 5 ticketed events. And the Matthew McConaughey is sold out. That's one of the 5, but we have tickets for all the remaining sessions. We have Chelsea Handler and Mitch Albom, 2 bestsellers that I think are going to be a lot of fun. We have Viet Thanh Nguyen, Pulitzer Prize winner. And then we have Jenna Bush, of course, the daughter of our founder, has started a new imprint with Penguin Random House. And the debut of that book, of that publisher rather, is called Conform by the author Ariel Sullivan, and they'll be in conversation as a ticketed event as well.
So let's talk about the schedule and the layout here. You said that, not only are we going to be able to possibly attend some of the panels and some of the different areas, but you were also able to get autographs or signatures of some of the authors. Is that correct?
Yes, almost every author, unless there's some reason that they don't want to, will do a public signing after their session. So we have a huge book signing tent, and you can find most authors there 15 minutes after the end of their session. And then it's right next to our Book People sales tents. So you can get your book and go in and meet your favorite authors and get your book signed.
So all of this is happening around the Capitol, is that correct?
Yeah, in and around the Capitol. So we have a lot of spaces inside the Capitol Extension where you can find us. And then we close off the streets. We close off Congress Avenue from 7th to 11th Street. And then 11th Street we close off from Colorado to Brazos. And then we're going up Colorado, and then I mentioned some of our off-site venues. So find us in a lot of places.
How important is it to have an event like this for, readers and maybe beginners alike?
Yeah, well, we believe in connecting authors and readers and celebrating the power of reading. I think reading is really transformative. It really brings you into other people's perspectives and just, cultivates empathy. I think beyond that, as we all know, with legislation in the state and beyond, the culture of reading is under attack. And so we feel like our mission is more important now than ever to really just, to uplift books and authors and make sure that we continue to cultivate the next generation of readers.
Dahlia, you have some books in front of you right now that we can see, but I'm sure our guests want to see what they are. Can you please show us a couple of the books that you have in front of you?
Yeah, I brought just, a few highlights off the pile. Like I said, so many, hard to choose favorites, but some that I'm excited about. Central Texas author Jen Hatmaker has this amazing memoir called Awake, and you can find her at the festival this weekend. There is a nonfiction biography on Toni Morrison and essentially the way that she transformed publishing when she was an editor. And so it's called Toni at Random, which is fun. Toni at Random House is essentially what it's about. I'm a big fiction reader, so some fiction I'm really excited about is Amity. It's the second book by best-selling author Nathan Harris. This is a debut I read early in the year and really loved, Big Chief by John Hickey. And then a little self-promo. I'm super excited to be in conversation with 2 Austin-based authors, Emily Hunt Kivel and Fernando Flores, in the Texas Tent at 2 on Saturday. These are 2 very unusual takes in the Lone Star State that I think will be a lot of fun to be in conversation with them.
That looks like so much fun. And to get the opportunity to get your book signed by some of your favorite authors is an opportunity that you cannot leave behind, especially this weekend.
So I have a question for you. So you said it's the 30th year. Mm-hmm. Let's say we're a first-time attendee. How do we maximize our time at the event? Like, how do we make sure that we get to really fully enjoy everything?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think first and foremost, wear comfortable shoes because we cover a lot of ground and you're going to do a lot of walking. You can plan ahead to some degree. Actually, our printed schedule just landed in the Austin Chronicle. It hit newsstands today. We also have our schedule on our website. So however you like to plan, you can go ahead and find some of the favorite sessions that you're looking forward to. I also always recommend just wandering around and discovering panels and new authors because I think that's a lot of fun and leaving space for that is great. I would definitely encourage people to go into the Capitol for the great sessions we have there, but also because it's our 30th anniversary, we have some special activations. We have a short documentary that we made that's going to be in the Legislative Conference Center called the LCC that will be looping both days throughout the day, and displays of our poster art that we've had every year.
And, how do you select some of these authors to be part of this event?
Well, it's always hard, and that effort is really led by our awesome literary team, our literary director, Hannah Gable, and director of youth programs, Michelle Hernandez. But really, we look at about 1,200 plus books a year. We have open submissions from January through May, and so our office is filled with books for us to look at and consider for the lineup. And then we also go to New York every year and visit with publishers. We have an amazing author selection committee, a group of volunteers that help us also, because obviously 1,200 books, we were all big readers, but it's hard to read hundreds and hundreds of books every year. So between us, we come up with a lineup that we are really proud of.
Well, this looks like a fantastic event. Obviously, we want to encourage everyone to go. Most of it, other than the ticketed events we talked about, are absolutely free to be able to attend all of this. So do you want to give us the details one more time? When is it? Where is it? And how can people attend?
Yes, thank you. So it's this weekend. It's November 8th and 9th, Saturday. We are from 10 to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 11 to 5 p.m. in and around the Texas State Capitol. You can kind of come into it wherever. You can come into it from any angle, essentially. We have free parking at the Capitol Visitors Garage, so you may want to park there, or we always encourage people to take public transportation. Cap Metro is great. And yeah, just plan for full, inspiring days, both days if you can. It's like you said, Freddie, it's going to be a beautiful weekend. I hope to see people out there.
So we have a link on our website as well in case you get a little lost. You can definitely go on to my Weekend Watch article. The link is on there. They'll take you directly to their website, and that way you can check it out. But Dahlia, thank you so much for coming in and talking about this. And I'll be out there, so I'm really excited. It's my first time to be able to be part of the Texas Book Festival.
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
So I'll see you out there.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here in studio, too. We always want to have our guests here in person, and it's so much fun to have you here and chat with you. Again, for anyone that wants more details on all of the events that we went through this episode, they're all on Freddy's article. You can find it easily on the homepage at KXAN.com. And as well as those bonus events, there's some links to event details at the very bottom of the article. Once I get there, there's a lot of events this weekend. Here it is. So you just visit our website, KXAN.com, and find all of the details. Freddy, thanks so much for joining me here on Freddy's Weekend Watch, and we will see you next weekend.
Bye, everyone.